Hi folks, this is Karim Rauf من IT Visualizer channel. We will continue our lab, the Terminator lab. This is the video number 42. We have been discussing in the previous video the following. We have been working now for 20 videos on how to deploy Windows 10 using the latest Microsoft deployment toolkit in addition to the Windows deployment services. So this is our basic idea that we were discussing the last 20 parts or the last 20 videos. So we have stopped the last time at this step. We know that we are working on the documentation of Daniel Brother Barbarius. So we have stopped the last time at this step. We have been working on creating a deployment task sequence to deploy Windows 10 Pro x64-bit image. This image contains common programs that are widely used in all of your departments or in all of your network. Some common programs like PowerShell 7, CMTrace, Microsoft Edge. So we have already in previous videos took an image of Windows 10 Pro with all of these programs. We took from it an image, but before that we make a script. Okay, so we have done this. Okay, and the previous video we have already finished the task. We have already completed the task. But there is one little thing missing, okay, or there is the last step that we will take is the partitioning of the hard disk. During the capture process, the installation of Windows was done on a hard disk. We have only one hard disk on the virtual machine, and the Microsoft deployment toolkit capture task sequence partitioned this hard disk as one partition. So the MDT capture task sequence partitions the hard disk only as one partition. In the deployment task sequence, we need to make two partitions instead of one. So this can be tweaked or this can be configured from a certain option. We need our image to be deployed on a hard disk that is partitioned to two partitions, the C partition and the D partition. So this is one of the things or one of the customizations that you can do through using the MDT task sequences. You can partition the hard disk as many partitions as you want, okay, and format them, of course. And you can do a lot of things actually. So let's go and see how this can be done. So we will continue working with our task, this task for Windows 10 Pro. We will do the partitioning option, and after that we will go and begin working with the Windows 10 LTSC Enterprise 64-bit deployment task sequence, and then lastly we will do the Windows Server 2022 Standard Edition deployment task sequence. So let's go and see how this can be done. Here we can see that we need to go to new computer because the deployment task will be done on a new computer, a computer that doesn't have any operating system on its hard disk. Even the hard disk is not partitioned yet. So this is new computer. There is other status, not only new computer. You can tell him to upgrade a computer. So there is two status for a computer: a new computer or to upgrade a computer. This upgrade phase or this upgrade process, if you are upgrading an operating system, for example from Windows 10 to Windows 11, from Windows 7 to Windows 10, here our case we are deploying on a new computer. So we will go and try to partition. Here you can see we have two options. We have format and partition. If the BIOS or the firmware of the computer is BIOS, or if the firmware of the computer is UEFI. Mostly the new computers have firmware UEFI. Okay, so this is we will work on both. By the way, I have some PCs that work with firmware BIOS and some with UEFI. It is a standard or it is a best practice to get rid of any PCs that are working with firmware BIOS and work with the newly firmware UEFI. Most of the new PCs have these ones. So we will go to the BIOS. As we can see here, when we first click on that, we will see that here are three partitions. So the default is to the MDT task is to partition the hard disk to three partitions. Okay, one for system reserved. Okay, this is one, and one for the recovery. Okay, and these two partitions are hidden. As for the Windows or the primary partition, okay, or the visible partition, it is for the Windows, it is 99% of the remaining disk space. So we can see that we have 99% of the hard disk will be for the Windows operating system, the C partition, and the 1% is for the system reserved and the recovery. Okay, so we can see we have this is how the hard disk will be partitioned. One partition for the operating system or C partition, okay, and the others are for system reserved for 499 megabyte, and one for the recovery if you need to for example save or put an image on this recovery partition, so you can later, if the operating system is damaged or corrupted, you can recover or let's not recover, restore the recovery image from the recovery partition. Anyway, this partition is basically hidden, and this is hidden. Most of the laptops like HP and Dell have a recovery partition that is hidden and contains an image of the operating system with all of its necessary programs. So what we need to do, we need here to remove the recovery partition and make another partition, one for the Windows and one for the data. One will be C partition and one D partition, and we need here not all of the space or the 99% of the space to be allocated to the C partition. We will take only 50%, and the remaining 50% will be for the other partition, which is the D partition. So let's see how this will be done. We can go now and go to the properties, and then we see here we tell him 50% only of the space, okay, or the hard disk space, okay. As we can see here, that is Windows and it is done as OS. Here we will change it from recovery to primary, and then we will put here data, and we need to name the partition. Here we should name it as data. So here we have two things. Let me show you a little bit of thing here. First of all, we need to change the partition name from recovery to data, because this will be our data partition. Okay, this is the one, and you need to show you something here. Okay, here we can see that we have 50% of the hard disk. For example, if you have 300 gigabyte of space, 50% of it, 150, will be allocated for the C partition, and the remaining 50%, 100% of the 50% will be allocated to the D partition. Okay, so all of the remaining space, which is 50 partition of it, 100% of the 50% are used. So are using the complete 50%. Okay, by the way, if you don't like percentages, you can tell it to allocate, or you can go and tell him I need a specific let me see, you need a specific space, so you can go there. For example, this is the C, you can tell him use a specific size, or tell him to have a percentage of the remaining free space. So this can be done both ways. You can tell it as a percentage or use a specific size. Okay, so this can be done, but percentage will make it more flexible, because if you have different hard disk spaces, for example, if you have a hard disk 300 gigabyte or have more 1 terabyte, so here percentage will be good, because it will take 50% of any hard disk space, 50% of 300 gigabyte or 50% from 1 terabyte. The fixed size by percentage will help you, or it will be more flexible rather than using a specific size. Okay, so we can now put here 50%, as I said before. Okay, and the remaining, okay, the remaining is 100%. Okay, so and tell him this is a primary partition, because if you leave it as a recovery partition type, it will be hidden. This is not a recovery partition. And if we go a little bit further, like this, again, let me go here. This is, let me show the type of partitions. If you go there, I need to go one bit more. Okay, so if you can go there again, this is the one click. Okay, again, so this is the recovery, and here we can see we have primary or partition type, primary, recovery, and hidden. I think the recovery, it is hidden, by the way. The recovery is hidden. So this is a primary partition. So we need to choose the primary partition and then name it as data. This is the variable. This is the variable, but you need to name it as data. Okay, so this should be the name. We have two partitions, okay, and system reserved. This is for the BIOS, but remember we need to change the name. It will not name the recovery. We need to name it as data. Okay, so now we have the space, and then we can go to UEFI. Here we can see that the same. They have the boot. Here is an additional partition is boot EFI and MSR. These two are used for the booting files for the operating system. This contains the boot files and this securing the boot files, okay? And then we have the Windows primary partition and the recovery. We need to do the same as we have done at the firmware BIOS, okay? So we will go and change it, okay, to 50%, and then we need to go and convert the recovery partition to be a primary one, okay, and name it as data, this to be a primary one, okay, and we name it as data, okay, and put the variable data. Okay, so now we have everything configured. Now we have finished the task of Windows 10 Pro 64-bit deployment. We need to do this for the Windows 10 Enterprise LTSC and the same for the Windows Server. So now we can basically copy of all of the setting, or what we can do now, we can copy all of the setting of Windows 10 Pro and paste it to the Windows 10 LTSC blank task sequence. Okay, this can be done, and we have done it before. But before that, I will need to add two additional steps in the Windows 10 Pro 64-bit deployment task. We will add two scripts that will be run during the deployment of the Windows 10 Pro image. Let me show you all what are these two scripts, okay? So here if we can go, or let me show you that this is these two simple scripts. One of these scripts will do some desktop tweaks. It will change the way the windows appear, and another one is to install. Let me first show you these scripts. If we go there and see the setup, here we have two scripts, okay? We need to copy these two scripts to the MDT deployment share folder in the folder of scripts in the folder or the subfolder called custom. Why? So I can choose them, or I can select them from the MDT deployment task sequence. So this first script is called setup.ps1, and this is the VirtualBox guest editions ps1. The first one will do some tweaks, and I will discuss it now. And the second one is to install VirtualBox guest editions. This is a very critical program that should be installed on all VirtualBox virtual machines, and equivalent to it something called VMware tools. These tools are very necessary to enhance the performance of the virtual machines either on VirtualBox or on VMware. If you are using VMware tools, not only increasing the performance and to enable you to communicate between your host and your guest, and a lot of things actually. You need to always make sure any hypervisor that you are using, you should take into consideration installing the tools of these hypervisors that will help you to enhance the virtual machines performance and to enable you to communicate between your host and your guest. So if we go to the setup, let me go to the AI tools and try to discuss with you all what these scripts do. If we go there, this is the script. If we open it like that, here we can see that there is a lot of things actually. Here we can see it is already, if you see this hash and the text after it, this is an explanation. This, what it will do, it will apply some registry keys that will do some things. What this registry keys will do, remove desktop from this PC. Let me show you all what this means. If we go like that, here is this PC. This PC contains under it a lot of things. This is the user profile documents. user profile downloads, user profiles music, user profile pictures, user profiles video. So what it will do, this registry keys will hide all of these. When you open this PC, you will only see the partitions, and that's it, and your mapped network drives. So this is a good thing not to make or not to have a lot of icons in front of you. So what if I need to access them? This is basically, you can access them from the quick access. You don't need to have it on both parts or in both sections. Okay, so this will help you to clear up the screen a little bit. So if we go there to the script, it will remove all of these things, and then we can see that something called disable ease of access keyboard shortcuts. This is something that are for those who have disabilities or having some impairments. For example, if you don't listen good or you don't see good, this you can use this option, something called ease of access keyboard. For example, if you don't have impairity or you have a disability in your arm and you need, for example, to click control plus shift, or for example if you need to have alt and shift, these can be done using one key. For example, if you press shift 5 times, this is equivalent to pressing control alt delete, for example. So this is called ease of access keyboard shortcuts. So we need to disable this because sometimes it may interfere with your work. For example, if I have mistaken pushed or clicked shift for 5 times, it will make control alt delete. I don't need this to be done. So these are some registry keys to disable ease of access keyboard shortcuts. This is the other section. And then setting view options. Here, for example, view options, sometimes we need to the view options. For example, you don't need the hidden files to be displayed. If you have a hidden file, you can, through the view options, make it visible. Okay, so there is some things here, view options, we need to apply it. For example, hide drivers with no media. Here is side hide file text, show sync provider notifications. I think we can discuss it, but this is related to the view options. And then we can see here setting default explorer view to this PC. So this is another thing, through a registry key we need. When we access this PC, we don't need to see the quick access. We need, because when you open, for example, let me show you something here. If we click this one and then try to open this PC, okay, this is all of this. This is the quick access. Okay, this is the quick access view. So when you open this PC, it will get there. Okay, how I know that? If you go to the view, and then if we open options, let me show it, not from here, it's something called folder options. Let me show you all. If this view, when you open this PC, we need to go to this PC. You need to display all of the things under this PC, not to display the things under quick access. This can be done from, let me show you all, here is from the control panel. And then if we open file explorer options, here you can see it opens to this PC. Okay, so it's basically now displaying the things under this PC. You can tell it to display things under quick access. Okay, so we are telling, or this registry key will make it, this PC, display the things under this PC. Okay, so this is good thing. And then show all icons in taskbar notification. As we can see here that most of my icons are not displayed, they are hidden. Show hidden, okay, icons. So I need all of my icons to appear in front of me. So this is a registry key. This can make the taskbar a little bit occupied, but if you need to see all of your icons, this is a good option. Okay, and then small taskbar and combine and full. These are the taskbar icons. Here is saying that make it small and make the icons small on the taskbar. And if there is a lot of icons, you can hide them like we have hidden these icons. Okay. So as you can see here, these are all things that will help you, or it will customize your Windows experience or Windows interface. Here we can see disable hibernation. This is an option. It's like the sleep option. For example, if now I have all of these programs opened and then I make a hibernate, this will close my PC. It's like powering it off. When I open it back, I will see all of my workspace again appearing for me. This will not be closed. If I make hibernation, it will not. It's like power off, but not power off, because if you power up, all of these programs will be closed. But if you make hibernation, it is like making power off, but when you return back and power on, all of your programs or your currently open programs will be appearing again. Okay, so this is hibernation. Hibernation takes some space from your hard disk, so it is not recommended. Okay, it will take a little bit of space, and the same as sleep. Sleep takes also a lot of hard disk space. So you can disable hibernation and disable sleep. And then one option here is to disable password expiration for administrator. This is not a best practice, so I do not prefer to use this line. You can delete it because local administrator password should be changed, not password never expire. Okay, and then there is some configuration done to the PowerShell prompt. When you open a PowerShell prompt, you basically see the location that you are in the PowerShell. For example, if you are on the C partition, it will display the location. Here is some things or some modification to this thing. You will see the date and the location that you are. So it will add some enhancements to the PowerShell prompt. Not only the location will be displayed, but the date and time that you are currently using this prompt. Okay, so this is some modifications or a script that I have seen during working with Packer HashiCorp. This is a script done by one user. So let's see if we can make Control A and then Control C, and let's see if Claude can explain this. Explain this script in simple terms, and let's see what will be the answer. Okay, let's see like this and make like that. So here we can see that the PowerShell script makes several changes to the Windows configuration. It removes the desktop documents, downloads music, pictures, videos, and 3D objects folders from this PC. I have shown you all this. Disable the sticky keys, filter keys, and toggle keys accessibility features. This is the ease of access accessibility features. Change some Explorer setting like showing file extensions. Okay, showing file extensions, hidden files, hidden drivers, sync notifications. So I think here he needs to show file extensions. This is a good thing, so you can see I need to know the extension of the file, so this can be seen from here. This is an option to show the extension of the file. Okay, so this is a good thing. And then hidden files, if you are administrator of course, and hidden drivers sync notification. Sets this PC as the default Explorer view instead of quick access. Show all notification area icons instead of hiding some. This is also a good thing. Enable small taskbar buttons and combines when full. Disable hibernation and sleep. Disable password expiration for the administrator account. Configures a custom PowerShell prompt to show time and path. Okay, so this is a good thing. In summary, it tweaks various settings related to the file system, Explorer, taskbar, power management. Where is the power management here in this? There is no power management. Okay, so this is not a correct thing to say. Just a moment, guys. Oh yes, this is power options. Hibernation and sleep are power options. Okay, to optimize and accessibility to optimize for more advanced users. The goal seems to remove clutter, show more details, optimize performance, and customize the environment. So this is very good explanation concerning this script. You can ask any question you want. For example, what are the sticky keys, the filter keys, toggle keys? You can ask the AI and it will answer. So let's see if we can do the same with Google Bard. Explain this script in simple terms, and then we can go like that and tell him paste and make like that. Let me make sure that we have already all of the script selected, and okay, yes, we have it. Let me see how it will explain it. Okay, here, very short answer. The script is a series of commands that customize the Windows operating system. It hides several icons from the navigation pane of this PC, disable various keyboard shortcuts, modifies the default Explorer view, adjust taskbar setting, disable hibernation and sleep, sets the password for the admin administrator account to never expire, and configures the PowerShell prompt. Let me see if there is another answer. Okay, we can see here that this script is designed to remove certain items. So this is the short version of the script, or this is a very short explanation. Here we can see we remove certain items from this PC section of the File Explorer on Windows 10 and 11. It disables some keyboard shortcuts and changes some setting related to the taskbar, power management, PowerShell. Here is a breakdown of the script. Okay, removes the following items from this PC section of the File Explorer. All of these are removed. Disable keyboard shortcuts like sticky keys, filter keys, toggle keys. Change the following setting related to taskbar. Show all icons in taskbar area notification. Okay. Use smaller taskbar icons. Combines taskbar buttons when full. Change the following setting related to power management. Disable hibernation. Disable sleep. Change the following setting related to PowerShell. Set the prompt to show the current time and location. Set the prompt to use a PS prefix. Okay, so to put PS at the beginning so you can know that you are under PowerShell. Okay, sets the default Explorer view to this PC. Disable password expiration for administrator account. Okay, so we can verify this answer is correct. Let's see if we have the same answer. Let me try to see Copilot explaining it. Just a moment. So you tell him like this, copy, and then go to the Copilot like that. I need to know a little bit of thing here. I think here he will not accept all of it because this is more than 4,000 words, so he will not accept all of these. Okay, let me see where he have stopped. He stopped at the line to set view options, so he will not be able to explain all of the script. Okay, view options, we are far from the end. Okay, but why it doesn't take all of this, even though Google bar takes more. If we go like that and try to get to the chat, okay, let's go like this and try to put the same here. It has the same, it have the same uh, limitation. I can't use more than 4,000 words anyway. So this is enough, and I know quite well that this script is doing what it's talking about. So okay, let's continue. So here we have described the script. What does it do exactly? So this is a good thing. So this is the first script that we'll use. As for the second script, okay, is to install VirtualBox guest edition. So let me show you all the other script. If you can go there, let's go to the script that will install VirtualBox guest editions. This is like VMware tools. If we go to let me show you, this is Packer, and here is the second script that we will use. Okay, so we will use this one in the MDT deployment task, and then we will use this one. Okay, if tell him edit, let me show you all. So this is basically the script. If we make Control A and Control C, let's see uh, what Claude can say about it. Explain this script in simple terms. So this is basically it. Okay, so here you go. This is the script. Okay, see, this is very simple. If we see here the script until it is, I think it goes to a URL, or it goes to the latest, or checks the latest VirtualBox guest additions by checking this URL and then downloading the pack, and then it say here downloading the VirtualBox guest editions downloaded from a certain URL, and then it is downloaded as an ISO image, and then it will mount the ISO image, and then here installing VirtualBox certificates. I think this is to secure uh, maybe the download or installation. I will see the AI what does it say about, and then installing the VirtualBox, and then dismounting the ISO image and deleting the ISO image. So let's see exactly what Claude 2 had to say about this script. The PowerShell script downloads and installs VirtualBox guest editions on a virtual Windows virtual machine. Not Windows virtual machine, Windows VirtualBox virtual machine. It does the following: get the latest VirtualBox version number from a URL. Okay, so it checks the URL for the latest VirtualBox version number, downloads the guest edition ISO from that version, mounts the ISO disk image, install the VirtualBox certificate, needs to verify the ISO image. So this is a certificate to make sure that the ISO image is not tampered with and it is downloaded from the official website of Oracle. Runs the edition installer from the mounted drive silently with the S parameter. So after downloading the image and mounting it, okay, it will run the installation files silently by adding the S parameter at the end. This mounts and deletes the ISO when done. So in simple terms, it automates the process of getting the latest guest editions from Oracle and silently installing them without user interaction. This allows the VM to have the VirtualBox drivers and tools needed for the best performance and features. The progress output is silenced using progress references, so the user does not see all of the download and copy steps. So very good explanation, as we can see here. So let's see if we can copy this, or I'll do the same with Claude or with Google Bard. Just a moment. So we can go to Claude and say, let's see how this will be explained. So the script is designed to download and install Oracle VirtualBox guest editions. Here is a breakdown of what the script do. Set the progress preference to silently continue so that the script will not display any progress messages. Creates a new web client object. This is a little bit of a technical term. Defines the URL to the latest version of the Oracle VirtualBox guest editions. Download the latest versions of Oracle VirtualBox guest edition. Defines the path to the download ISO image. Mounts the ISO image. Install the Oracle VirtualBox certificates. Unmounts the ISO image. Starts the Oracle. Okay, this is not correct. It should start the Oracle VirtualBox before unmounts the ISO image. Waits for the Oracle VirtualBox to complete. This is not correct in general. If we go to another thing or another simple one, okay, I think this is not a good answer. I can't see this is not a good answer for me. Claude was better. Let's see if we can seek an answer from Copilot. If you do like that, and let's see if this will be explained more. To regenerate. Here we can see this is a more detailed answer. Okay, so Claude give us a straight and simple answer. Google Bard give us a little bit of uh, a detailed technical answer. Uh, Copilot giving us a very technical answer. So he's displaying each line in the script. Okay, so this is a good thing. Let's see. Here we give us a summary at the end, I know, but here is explaining every line in the script. Okay, so let's see the short answer. Okay, so here is explaining every line. In simple terms, this script downloads the latest version of VirtualBox guest editions, mounts downloaded ISO image, installed the certificate. Okay, he doesn't say why the certificate is installed, and then installed it in the guest editions. The guest editions are software that make the virtual machine work better. This is another good thing to add. Improving the integration between the host and the guest operating system. This includes device drivers and system applications that optimize the guest operating system for better and performance and usability. Okay, this is a good answer. But if you try to see one by one, okay, so here is an explanation, every line in the script. So I can see that it's a little bit good, but I think the best one is provided by Claude AI. Okay, the best answer from my point of view. If we go and see the other answers, okay, anyway, so was mounted. I think the unmounts is not done before the installation. If we go there, we will see that it is done last, not fifth or second. Okay, we can go to the script and see the order. Okay, so dismounting is the last one. Okay, it's not the fifth one. Okay, so this is basically something not correct from Claude. Anyway, so we can see very simple thing. It gets URLs, it gets the latest, installs, mount, because the installation files are in an ISO, mount the ISO image, install the files, remove the or dismount the ISO image, and then delete the ISO image. So this is basically very simple thing. So these are the two scripts that we will use in our deployment of Windows 10 Pro. We will add these two scripts because I will deploy my Windows 10 Pro image on a virtual machine that is created on VirtualBox. So we need to do that. So I will copy them. Okay. So just rename it to another name. So we'll copy them and put them in the deployment share folder so we can select them. Okay, so we'll go to the MDT partition and then add them to the deployment share folder uh, under scripts folder under custom folder. So we can go to the deployment share, then not control deployment share, and then go to the scripts, okay, and then go to the custom. So we can put the custom scripts, and then we will add two steps in the deployment task sequence to point to these scripts and install them. Okay, so they are in the scripts root folder / custom folder. Okay, so now we will go to the Windows 10 Pro. And by the way, I used these two scripts when I was working with Packer HashiCorp in the beginning of the lab. All of my virtual machines created through Packer HashiCorp use these two scripts. So we will add two steps, two command lines, so general, and then run a command line, and then tell it to run this or these two PowerShell scripts. And by the way, Daniel Brother Barbarius, uh, one of the good things that he is giving us a lot of information on how to use command line or commands through the command prompt of Windows and through the PowerShell. So here, for example, I need to tell the command prompt to run a certain PowerShell script. This he has already done it, or he has explained it in one of his text files. So for example, we can see here, this is the line that I was seeking. Here I am telling him, or he's telling him, to open the command prompt and then run the PowerShell program. Through it we run the PowerShell script, and tell him to set execution policy to bypass. Why is this? Because PowerShell will not run any script unless it is trusted and certified, or it is signed from a known company or something. So we are telling to set the execution policy bypass because our script is not signed. Okay, so this will be done once, it will not bypass all the time. So we are telling him to open command prompt, run PowerShell program, set execution policy bypass, and then I will tell him to run the file in the scripts folder, custom folder, then we will put the name of the script. So this is basically how good is the documentation of Daniel Brother Barbaris. He is giving us very good tools and very good best practice how to run something like this. Okay, so now we will add general and then run a command line. Okay, and then we will put the command line and just we will change the name. It is in the script folder custom, but we need to change the name. The name will be setup rm.ps1 and the other is virtualbox and so on. So we'll copy all of this and then put it here. So this is basically how you can get the most out of Daniel Brother Barbaris documentation. You need to develop, or you need to improve yourself, so you can add additional steps. This was not included in his documentation, by the way, but here I am trying to use the info I have from his lab to develop my lab. Okay, so here we have station tweaks or workstation tweaks. Then we need to tell him to continue on error, and then we need to add another step, which is to install VirtualBox guest editions. Okay, so we will copy the same line, or I will copy the same line and just change the name from setup.rm to VirtualBox, or the name of the script. Okay, so we'll go and put, okay, we need to copy again the same line. Okay, and then we put it back like this, Control V, and then take the name, it is VirtualBox guest editions, copy, and then do the same. Then we should give it the name of install VirtualBox guest editions. These can be done, by the way, in VMware, and I have another script how to install VMware tools. Okay, so you can see here by mistake I have clicked on the shift for 5 times, so here he's trying to activate the sticky keys. Okay, VirtualBox guest or latest drivers. Okay, or guest additions. Okay, so now after that step, so we have done two things. We have done the format and partition section and add 2 steps to our Windows 10 Pro deployment, and then our task is completed. We need to do the same for Windows 10 LTSC. We will not do much. We will copy the whole task and paste it to the blank task of Windows 10 LTSC. So we can tell him okay. Now we can close the console and then copy this task and paste it on this task. Okay, let's see, because the other task is blank, by the way. So we can go to the MDT, then go to the deployment share and go to the control section, and here is the task, Windows 10 Pro. We will copy, this is the task, we will copy it and then paste it there on the Windows 10 LTSC task. Okay, these are 2 blank files. Okay, so now the task is pasted. Need only to tell or change the Windows 10 Enterprise LTSC 2021 task sequence to point to the Windows 10 LTSC image. Okay, so we'll open the MDT console. Okay, now if we open, this is the task. If you open the task sequence, if you go to the operating system, there is something called install operating system. Here is this is the image of the Windows 10 Pro. We will need to change it and make it install the Windows 10 LTSC. Okay, so this is the last thing, and this is how we can do the task in simple terms. Here we need to uh, workstation tweaks. I don't think we're not here. We will only convert to enterprise. This is an enterprise, so we don't need to convert it to enterprise. So yeah, remove this step. Okay, and then BitLocker. I need to disable BitLocker in both, by the way. I don't need the BitLocker to be working. So this is it. We need to disable this step, and I will do that in the Windows 10 Pro as well. So this will be done in the Windows 10 LTSC. Okay, I will disable this and the other one. Okay, in Windows 10 Pro, and then we have only one thing missing, or the last step is to uh, work with the Windows Server 2022 Standard Edition deployment task sequence. Okay, so here I'm disabling the BitLocker as well. So okay, we can do that. Apply and OK. Okay, so we have the Windows Server, or need to do the Windows Server deployment task sequence. It looks the same as the Windows 10 Pro task, but here we will have to convert to data center, from standard to data center, and the same. Okay, the same scripts, everything is the same. Okay, so we can copy and paste the steps, by the way, or uh, so we cannot copy the task because the task is standard client task sequence. Okay, we need to have a server client task sequence. Okay, so this is why we cannot copy and paste. Okay, so here I'm just seeking, I have already done a script to uh, convert the standard edition to data center edition. Okay, so the script, what I have done, I have asked the AI to create a script. Okay, to change. I have already a script for converting from Pro to Enterprise. I tell him to tweak it, not to uh, change from Pro to Enterprise, but from Standard to Enterprise. Okay, so here this is the task of the server. We are doing it the same. We have discussed all of these. Okay, this is for the power or high performance power option. And then for the new computer, we need to do something a little bit different here. We will also, here, we need only the hard disk to be partitioned as one partition, but we will add a secondary hard disk. So we will leave this as it is. Okay, we will leave all of these as it is. We need to add an additional or a second hard disk that will be also uh, formatted as one partition. So we have two hard disks. Every hard disk will have, or it will be allocated in one partition. Okay, so this is what we will do. We will leave here, but we need to remove the recovery. Okay, I will just delete the recovery. Okay, so here this is basically what we will do, and this is 100%. We need all of the space, but here I think we should leave 1% because okay, well, this is 100%, and then we will do the same for the UFI, and then we will add a second hard disk. Okay, we need to make sure that the virtual machine contains two hard disks. Okay, so here we will change this to 100%. If you need to leave the recovery partition, this is good, or this is best practice, but here we have already, the server have a lot of mechanisms to ensure that it is recovered. Okay, here we can see we need to add, you should add another one for the second hard disk. We will do that at the end of the task, or we'll continue the task and return back to this section. Okay, so here inject drivers, we do the same as we have done in the Windows 10 Pro. Okay, as for the post install, we will also disable or nothing the apply patches, and then we need to set high performance power plan. This will be done again in the state restore section. We can copy it and paste it and install the big info after that for the servers. Okay, install big info. I think no, we didn't install the big info. Okay, okay, so we'll add another line to install an application and install big info, and then choose the application. Okay, okay, big info, and then continue on error. Then we can go and continue the remaining of the task. Okay, to apply registry edits, this to apply a certain lock screen. Okay, enable BitLocker. I need to disable this step. So now let's see. Now we need to no, we need to apply registry. We need to apply registry edits. Okay, this install application, add registry edits. I think we can copy these steps from the Windows 10 Pro. So you can open the Windows 10 Pro deployment task sequence and copy these steps and paste it here. Okay, but here I didn't do that. Okay, so we need to install the registry edits for the server, and then okay, options, and then continue on error, apply and okay. So now we need to do the line for syncing the time with the server. Okay, we are repeating the same process. Okay, this is the command line. And let me show you something here concerning this script to convert to a data center. Let me show you all how I have got this script. So this is time sync. We need to go and add another thing to convert to data center. Okay, I don't have this kind of script. I have done it using the AI. So where is this script? If you go there and get the script, let me show you all the original script. This is in MDT lab. Okay, prerequisites, then tools, then deploy, and then here goes this convert to enterprise. This is the script. If we tell him like that, Control A and Control C, and let's go and try to ask the AI, okay, I need a script to change Windows Server 2022 Standard Edition to Data Center. Let me see first what will be his answer, and then I can give him, or I can give him the script that I have. Okay, okay, this is a script. I don't know if this is correct or not, but here he is giving us a script that I typically don't know if this is a correct or not. Okay, so but let me tell him the same, but by telling him that I have already a script and need you to Control C like that. Okay, okay, use this script as an example. Okay, and tell him to do like that, and then control like that, Control Z, I'm sorry. Then we need to copy the script and do like that, Control V, and then do like that. Okay, he has combined the two scripts, but I don't know if they are correct or not. But let's see if we copy this script. This is why it is good to use more than one AI. Let me go to uh, Copilot, because I trust it, because it is the most accurate one of them. Let's tell him to see or verify if if this script is correct, and let's see if he will give us a straight answer. Okay, so he's analyzing each one and telling you if this if each line is correct or not. This line is correct. Okay, so this line is correct, so he's verifying each line. Okay, is correct. Okay, 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 this seems to be correct. Okay, 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 okay. Is incorrect. So we can see here that one line is incorrect. Let's see where is the mistake here on this line. Okay, so he's saying here that this line is incorrect. The set edition option requires an edition ID, not number. You should replace target edition ID with server data center. So this is the mistake here in this section. Okay, this section checks, so the script is almost correct, but you need to change target edition with server data center in the dism online set edition command. Please note that the script should be run with administrative privileges. Be aware that using the script will change the licensing of your system. Make sure you have the appropriate license for data center edition. Finally, remember that any script making a significant change to your system should be tested in a controlled environment before using in production. So here this is script, so we have only one line not correct. Let's see if we can tell uh, we can tell Google Bard to do the same. Just a moment. So this is copy and go there and tell him paste. So we can see here how we can get or the AI to create a script or to create a similar script to a script that we have. So let's see here. And we can see some AI doesn't give a completely correct answer. Sometimes it's not fully correct. Okay, so is designed. No, this is not correct. Okay, this script is not intended to change standard to edition. Okay, this is not correct. I'm telling him I need a script to change, so use this script as an example. Okay, so this is not correct at all. Okay, so this is not correct at all. Okay, so this is not the. Okay, so let's see the other answer. Okay, again, this is my script. Okay, so this is not also the answer I am intending to say. Okay, not at all. Okay, so let's ask it one straight question, but I think it will get the previous answer. Let's see if he will give me the same answer. I think he will copy his previous response. So as I have suspected, it already got my previous answer and tweaked it and give it to me. So this is not what I intended to do. Okay, so it is not correct. Okay, so we can say that the answer of Claude is correct, but we need to change a line or change target edition ID with server data center. Okay, so here we need to put the edition itself. Okay, so okay, this is good. So I have used, or this is how I have done it. Just ask the AI and tell it to tweak the script. Okay, so let's continue with our explanation. So we can go and continue. So I will add the convert to data center later. Now I need to add line to install I think customization. Let me see what this line is. Okay, yes, hide public net user.date. Okay, or this net.date or .dat, and copy it. This is the script. And then set the balanced power plan. So we'll add the command line. Then copy. Control V. Then continue on error. Then at the end we need to, if you need to use BitLocker, you can enable BitLocker, but we have disabled this step. So I think we are almost done with this task, or this deployment task. We need to I think I need to add something here. What I think what I'm doing here, I don't remember. I think I will uh, add something here. So I don't remember what I'm doing here exactly. So I think yes, I'm trying to get the convert to data center. So this is the tools and this is deploy, and then I have something here for changing to data center. So I think I have it somewhere, because it's, and tools, I think deploy, no, this is not it. I think it is in another section. I have already the script, as I said before, and I save it somewhere. So if you go and do like this, go like this, again, I already have the script. So here we forgot to do the last step of adding an additional, or how to format an additional hard disk. So we'll add here, tell him to disk to format and partition. Okay, now we will tell him this is disk number 1. We have disk 0, this is the first hard disk, and disk number 1, so disk number 1 it is 0, disk number 2 will be 1. Okay, so this is GBT because this is for UEFI. All of the servers are UEFI. Okay, so we will add a partition which will be not Windows data. Okay, and it will be 100%. Okay, so the second hard disk will be 100%. Okay, and it is GBT because we are using UEFI framework. So now we have everything up and running. We will test this option when we go to the deployment of Windows Server. So now we have everything finished. We need to update our deployment share folder and create our boot images and insert it to the WDS. Okay, this is the thing that we need to do. I think I'm still searching for, yes, here I'm going to get uh, the convert to data center. So this is deploy, and I think it is convert to the data center. Okay, MDT lab convert to data center. Okay, this is it. And here I'm trying to put it to a folder that I can access through the virtual machine. Okay, so I'm putting it there. Okay, tools, and then deploy, and then here it is. This is convert to data center. Okay, and pasted it. This is the script. Okay, so now we can go and add it normally, or add this program to the uh, server data center or server task sequence. So now we will add an application and make it as data center. Yes, here first of all we need to do the conversion, and we need to add the application. Okay, so this is from the network shared folders, and the name. Okay, the application. Okay, so this is the details for this application. This is not an application, this is a batch file. Okay, so now we'll add the command to run this batch file silently. This is done through all of the batches that are applied uh, in this lab by Daniel Barbaris. He is uh, insisting that you need to hide all of the batch windows. Okay, so w script hide the batch. Okay, so we have a script or a VBS script to hide the batch and the batch file. Okay, so we will add it, and then the working directory, we need to go and tell it where is this script exactly, or this batch file exactly. Okay, we'll go to the deploy, and then we have convert to data, and that's it. Okay, this is the location, and then we will put the working directory, and then next, then next, then finish, and then we can change the name. As we can see here, there is a little bug here that you cannot see all of the programs, even though I have done it from a couple of seconds, but this is a bug. Okay, anyway, we will go to the task, okay, to the server task, and then we will add the conversion program to the task. As you can see here, I see some and the others I can't see. Okay, so I tell him refresh, I can't see the task itself. Anyway, so we'll go to the server, and then not the task, the program, go to the task sequence, and then add step to install program. Okay, so after sync of time, we will tell it to install. Okay, after sync of time, convert to data center. Okay, add general, install application, then install a single application, then browse, then we can go to the conversion and then convert to data center. Okay, then we can put the line continue on error and then name it as convert to data center, and then we make sure to add a restart step after it. To remove this asterisk, because this is optional, so asterisk if you need to implement it or not. Okay, so we have all of our tasks all of our deployment tasks are complete. We need to update our deployment share folder and create the boot images that will be used during the deployment, and uh, put it or import it to the WS. Okay, so we need to put restart after it. So okay, everything is up now and everything is configured. We need to do the last step, okay, to update our deployment share folder. So right click and update. Update deployment share, and then completely regenerate. This is the first, because this is the first time to create the boot image. And then after that, we need to let the WS know the location or import this deployment boot image to the WS. Okay. So there's a little bit of a bug here. I cannot see uh, everything here is not, there is a bug, so I have closed the MDT and open it back. Okay. So here I open the deployment benchmark. Okay, I open it in a separate console, not this combined console. So we'll open it like that. Okay, turn back. This is the MDT. So we'll open. You can see here is, this is a separate console. So we can see everything is good. Okay. Here I will copy two steps from the Windows 10 Pro to the server deployment task sequence, the one for the tweaks and the one for the installation of the VirtualBox guest edition. So this is the task. Okay, I need to go and open, this is the Windows 10 Pro task. I will open the server task and put it in front of them or to be side by side, and then copy 2 steps from there to there. Okay, and then we have the task sequence. So we have the 2 tasks side by side. Then we need to copy the tweaks and install virtual box guest editions. Copy these two and put it at the server. Okay, but here we will name it not workstation tweaks, we will name it as server tweaks. Okay, paste. We name it as server tweaks. Apply and OK. And then we will copy this, okay, and paste it there. So we have everything. Now we can again update our deployment share. Any change in the task sequence or any task sequence or any change in the custom setting or bootstrap, you need to update your deployment share folder. Okay, so now you need to go and again update the deployment share. But I think before that, yeah, I will open the WDS now. Oh, in this section here, I need to make a note. If you have limited hardware and you need to apply this lab, one of the things here that I have installed WSOS on this server. So WSOS service takes intensive hardware, okay, from RAMs and from processor. So you can disable the WSOS and this will make your lab a little bit faster, okay. So if you don't need your workstations, if you are making it in a test environment and you don't need your workstations to update itself through the WSOS, through the MDT task sequence, you can disable it. Okay, I already don't need them to update themselves from WSOS. So if you disable the WSOS service, okay, this will make your lab more faster. So I am just pointing to the services that you need to disable, so this will make the lab more faster. So you can disable the WSOS service to make your MDT deployment much faster, but on the expense of you will not update your virtual machines through the WSOS, okay, which is in the task sequence. Okay, remember we have already created a task before in the tasks scheduler to check for some services. Some of them included the WSOS services and to start them if they are not working. So here I need to disable this so it will not start the WSOS automatically. So you need to disable this, disable WSOS services, so you can run your MT deployment much faster. Okay, because here I have only 2 virtual machines. Okay, here my lab I can only create 3 virtual machines. Okay, so I have 2. One is a primary domain controller, the other is WDS, MDT, WSOS, DHCP file server. Okay, and all of these services on one virtual machine that have a lot of RAM, so I don't have much RAM left, okay, to create a client or to test the deployment on a client. So you need to compromise, you need to disable some services so you can work in, or you can deploy, or you can work with the deployment process. Okay, so here I am just disabling this task sequence or task scheduler, I'm sorry, disable it. And then after disabling this service or this task scheduler, you need to go and disable the services for WSOS services and Windows internal database. So this will ensure that WSOS is not working. And this, as I said before, will increase or will make your deployment process more easier. If you had the required hardware, okay, then you can leave everything as it is. Okay, but here I am just pointing this point because this helped me a lot. I have only 8 GB of RAM and 4 processors. So I have done all of this, what you are seeing now on this requirement. I have a hard disk of 500 GB, 8 GB of RAM, and 4 processors. So this is how I have done it, okay? Even though I have some problems because even the hard disk, when I was recording this video, it was a normal hard disk, not an SSD. So you need also to take care if you need to implement this MDT lab, you need to have an SSD hard disk, even though I have worked with the magnetic one, but it takes a little bit of time and some hang was in the way. Okay, so now we need to tell him to create again the boot images because there is some changes that has been done. Okay, he will say if there is any changes done, he will update the boot image. Anyway, so now we have our boot image ready. We need to go to the WDS and import this boot image and make sure to differentiate it from the capture boot image, because there are two boot images, one the capture boot image and the other is the deploy boot image. The capture boot image will point to the capture share folder in the MDT, okay, and this will contains the Windows operating system, or the original Windows operating system. As for the deploy boot image, it will point to the deployment share, which will point to the images of the operating systems. Okay, here we can see there is a little bit of a warning that some features of the WS will be depreciated. I will show you all what this means at the end of the video. I will discuss what is exactly the option that is depreciated. Anyway, we need to go now and add the boot image. Okay, so we can go now and do that. So we can go a little bit further. Okay, so you'll open services. Okay, services or servers. Okay, we'll open servers. Okay, and then we will open the boot images and then add the boot image, which is in the deployment share folder, uh, in the boot folder. Okay, MDT deployment share, and then go to the boot, and this is the deployment boot image. We need to give it a different name. Okay, so we need to name it deployment or deploy Windows PE. Okay, because these are two different boot images that will point to two different MDT folders. Okay, this contains different scripts and different operating systems. Okay, so this will take some time until it is finished. So we can get a little bit further here. It will take some time. Okay, so now it is added. So now we can close everything, and then the last point is to see what is depreciated in the WDS. And the upcoming video will begin the process of the deployment or the real scenario. This was all preparing the task and configure it. The upcoming video will see the scenario itself, how it is being implemented. Okay, so now we will close everything, we will shut down, and then we will to uh, go to the page that contains what is exactly that is depreciated in the WDS. So here we can see that if we go further, let me show you all what it's talking about. Okay, if we go there, here it's saying that there is the operating system deployment functionality of Windows deployment services is being partially depreciated, starting with Windows 11. Workflows that rely on boot.wim from installation media or on running Windows setup in WDS mode will be no longer supported. So, if you depend upon the WDS to deploy your Windows 10 operating system, so what will happen? You need to put the operating system image on the WDS and put the boot image on the WDS. Okay, and these two files, the install.wim and boot.wim, are included in the Windows DVD. He's saying that you can no longer depend on the boot.wim in the installation Windows DVD. and put it in WS. This is no longer supported. So the boot WIM, you can use the boot WIM, which is a custom one. You can make a custom boot.wim, not the one included in the Windows DVD. How there is a custom, this custom can be done in the MDT, for example. You can use it, okay? When you pick cboot from a WS server that uses the boot WIM file from the installation media as its boot's image, Windows setup automatically launches in WS mode. This is no longer, this is depreciated. This workflow is depreciated from Windows 11 and newer boot images. The following depreciation message will be displayed. You will see this image. So this makes us careful that we cannot use the WS boot.wim anymore. The one included with the Windows. You see, Windows Deployment Service. Please visit. So this is what will appear if you need or if you use the boot.wim file included in the Windows DVD. Okay. So this is what is the warning message. If you go further down, it will give you some. Here is the supported version. So the below table, okay, provides support details for specific deployment scenarios. Bootwim is the bootwim file obtained from the Windows source files for each specified version of Windows. So he's saying here what is supported and what is not supported. Okay, this is not supported in Windows Server 2022, not supported in Windows 11. It is supported in Windows 10, some versions of it, Windows Server, Windows 10. Okay, so you can check this link and see what is supported. Okay, and at the end there is a little bit of a note at the end. If we go down, I will show you all that you can use boot.wim custom or custom boot.wim image. If you go further down, go down, down. If you go down, let me wait for a second. Okay, here what is not affected. If you go still down, if you go a little bit down, you can see that WS Pixie Boot isn't affected by this change. You can still use WS to Pixie Boot devices with custom boot images, but you can use boot.wim as the boot image and run Windows setup in WS Boot. You can still run Windows setup from network share. Workflows that use a custom boot WIM such as MDT or configuration manager aren't affected. This is the one that we are talking about. So for example, the custom boot image, we have done it on MDT, can be imported WS and it will work, but not the boot.wim that is included with the Windows original DVD installation files. Okay, so this is what we were talking about. Okay, so this is basically a very, very important note to take into consideration. If you are planning to deploy Windows 10 through the WS and through using the Windows DVD installation and boot files, okay, this will not work. The boot files will not work. Okay, so this is another thing you need to take care. So you should use the MDT. Okay, so it's pushing you to use the MDT to create boot images or to create custom boot images. Okay, I prefer to use the MDT and to put on or use most of its scripts and use the WS in conjunction, but not to depend upon the WS completely. Okay, so this is basically what this message is telling us. Okay, so it is focusing on not to use boot.wim included in the Windows installation DVD, okay, as your boot image. Okay, so this is basically what we are talking about. So this should be or this is the link, and then you can use it later. So this concludes the end of our video. In the upcoming video, we will see the deployment process in action. Hope this video informative for you all, and thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much.